Hello, I am Michael E. Parker, and we are here for another YouTube episode on You Are a CEO. Listen, have you ever thought about this whole idea of managing money sometimes just feels like it's too overwhelming? Where did my money go? Am I managing it right? Am I spending too much? Am I not investing enough? Am I conscious of what is actually wasteful and what is actually adding value to my life? How do I keep track of so many different moving parts? There's this, there's that. There's all these different responsibilities that I have. Well, we want to talk today about what I feel is the ultimate solution for managing money. Now, when you think about managing money, one of the first things we have to do is we have to know what's going on. We have to know where things are. But we also have to set some goals. You can't manage until you know exactly what you want to do. So the minute you start to set a goal, the minute you start to say, this is what I want to do, the minute you try to get clear on exactly where you're headed, then you begin to manage that you're staying within that plan or direction. So it is very, very important to understand how critical it is to know that I have something in mind, some type of direction that I'm actually striving for. So we're going to be working today again from Money CEO, which is the ultimate solution only provided by You Are a CEO to help you to manage your money right. There is no other solution like it, and I am biased. And I'm telling you up front, I am biased. This is the best solution for you to manage your money as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a dad, as a husband, as a wife, as a college student, anyone that is trying to get serious about money management. There is no greater solution that brings it all together for you. So we're going to talk today going a little bit deeper. And this is a part 2 to an episode we had on where's my money, right? And we talked about the first couple of areas of Money CEO, finding out what's in our bank accounts, what's actually going on, where things are. We talk about being able to see our bills and all those different things. Now we're going to talk about manage my money, please, right? That's the name of this episode, manage my money, please, right? So we're going to walk through here, and I'm going to pull up Money CEO here. I have my laptop here, as you can see. And we're going to decrease the view here just a little bit and close out some of my screens here. So this is where we kind of started not long ago. You can see I have all of my different balances that show for my cash, the bills remaining, credit available, and so forth. Now April Carson is our kind of demo person here. So this is a demo account here. In April, she's got actually 8,000 in investments since the last time we, checked at April's account. So we can see that she's got some money added there. Something I want to show you before we go over to the plan tab. I just want to use some random expense. Let's just take this credit card expense. And I want you to understand something. If I click on, let's just take this first one. And again, this is a demo account, so a lot of this stuff is a little bit different. You're going to see different things when you're beginning to lay this all out. So a few things I want you to notice. So there's some cool features that Money CEO has. Number one, I can just click here and I can add this credit card right over to the bills area. You see how it populated everything? Capital One, Quicksilver, credit card number 4, $300. I can say if it's recurring or not, set a due date, and add it as a bill. But we're going to be talking a lot about the plan area today, how to make our plans for our money. But I want you to see here. So remember this, bills is more about the actual vendor and what it is. Like this is my cable bill, my car bill, whatever, right? Plan is more about the category, right? So we are actually budgeting or planning by the category. How much money is being spent in the category of credit card or the category of entertainment or the category of home maintenance. So keep that in mind when we're talking about plan, we're talking about the category. So I want you to notice here, if I click on add category to plan, you'll notice it populates the category, right? The plan amount and what type of, is it a money in item or a money out item? And this is going to be important for some things I'll show you later. You can again determine if it's a recurring transaction that happens, and it'll always be in your master plan. So I want you to be aware of that. And then also, here's another cool feature I want you to notice. And this is anytime you're in Money CEO and you click on one of your transactions in your bank account or in your credit card, you can come here and click auto track bill payment. And I can say this particular bill is a non-recurring or it's a recurring bill. And what Money CEO will do is it will link the two together, and anytime it sees that a payment was made of $300 or whatever to this particular item, Capital One Quicksilver credit card, in the area in the area where we track whether you're paying your bill on time or not, it'll automatically track that has been paid. Now, if you don't do that, you can always manually just go and say, I paid this bill on time or whatever. We talked about that last time. So some of you remember where I can say, I paid this bill on the due date or early or what have you. But if I put that auto bill payment tracking feature, whenever it sees that bill got paid, it'll just automatically mark that it was paid on the due date or early or what have you, based on what due date you have told Money CEO about. So this is a cool feature just to do that for you, kind of track that. But I always come in here and double check and just check my stuff and make sure it's right and check off what really happened or not. And again, a great way to do this is you get that weekly review every week, and it tells you the things that were due this week, and it's a great time to just double check, take a quick few seconds and just say, yep, that was paid on the due date, paid early, paid late, whatever it might be. And all of that will feed your coaching later. All right, it's time, you all. It's time. It's time to go over to the Plan tab. Now we are in the Plan tab. In the Plan tab, we're going to talk about making our financial plan. So just to get familiar with what's here, I want you to notice this button called the Master Plan, okay? Your master plan is the main plan that, the reason this is so cool is whatever you put in your master plan, you can get that to show up in every other month automatically, so you don't have to type it in again, right? So, you know, and let me look at y'all for a minute. I just want to, let's have a heart-to-heart real quick. So I want y'all to, know that probably all of us have been guilty of this. When there's all kind of fancy softwares and applications and things that people promote out there, but when the going gets tough, most people go right back to that spreadsheet that they made on their own, that Excel spreadsheet, that tablet that they like to write in, that's something that they made to just quickly be able to see where everything is at. So what I wanted to do in Money CEO, I wanted to give that type of feeling, and I'm going to show you how, where I can map out exactly what's going on and make it cooler and smarter, but I get that feeling of, I just want to see where everything is at. And then, when we would make Excel spreadsheets or something to kind of look, we could always say, here's all of my money and here's all my expenses. This is January and here's how it looks. And if I keep doing this January, February, March, and I could look out for the rest of the year and I could see how my money looks. So we always want to look at how we look in 1 month. And then we want to look at, let me look at into the future, because there's something going to go on in September or October, and I'm not going to have enough money to do that. And you would plan out this long, brutal spreadsheet, right? What Money CEO has been built to do, and what I wanted to really, really make sure it was invented to do, is to give you that same information and in an even better way, in an even a more visual way, in a more smarter way, all right? So we're going to talk about that. All of you that are here with me, I want to welcome you to this episode. You all that are here with me live, thank you so much for being here again. Make sure you like and you subscribe and you comment and you share, do all the YouTube stuff so people keep hearing about you are a CEO. Now, let's get back here to the Plan tab. So another thing that we have here, and this is not going to work because this is a demo account, but in your real live account, it will work. You click on Plan Suggestion, and this will suggest to you, so it's not going to show anything, it'll suggest to you the things that it is seeing. So Money CEO is smart, and it'll say, we notice that there's money coming to you consistently in this category, and there's money going out from you consistently in this category. And based on that, you can just say, yes, I agree, add it to my plan, and it would come over and add it automatically to your plan. So this is what would normally happen with that plan suggestion if this was a real account. You also notice we have another tutorial here. As always, every page has a tutorial. Now, I want you to notice some things that are really important. Now, we're just dealing with the Plan tab right now. We're going to visit these other tabs in just a minute. So what I want you to notice here is that now there is an actual mode and a plan mode. So I want you to understand this, because some people, if you don't understand, you don't have the coaching, you won't know what's going on. Now, by default, when you come here, it's going to be in actual mode, and it also is in bank mode. And bank mode means it's looking at the money that came in and out of your bank accounts. But there also is a credit mode. Now, the reason the credit mode is important, I'm going to switch to credit mode for a minute, is because some people like to pay their bills using their credit card. So if you do, you need a plan still for how much you plan to spend for that category, even though it's being done on a credit card. And even if you do a little bit of both, I pay for these bills out of my bank and these bills out of our credit card. Did you know that Money CEO will allow you to separate those two different things? So again, and it's still in actual mode. But if I put this in plan mode, whenever you're in plan mode, I can add a new thing that I want to track. So the plan tab only looks at things that you have said, I want to track this. So if you're not, make sure all the categories you spend money in, you want to set it up so all your categories are here and Money CEO is tracking whether you're actually spending what you plan to spend or you're making what you plan to make. So I'm going to add an item here just for fun. So we're in credit mode, money out. I can select a category. So let's say I pay for my food and groceries using my credit card, and I'm going to spend about $500 a month. This is going to happen all the time, and I can say this happens monthly. So that's all you do, right? And you would set this up as your plan, and you would be able to save this and use this, right? So I'm not going to be able to do this right now with the demo account, but this is what you would do, and you would save this in there, and you would be able to actually see that as a part of your plan. Now, let's go to back to the bank area. So you can see here, I can also go to plan mode for the banking area. And I already have some things here. So I plan to receive $12,500 in income. I hope some of y'all like that. That sounds pretty good to me. This is the plan every month for April. And not April the month, but again, my demo character has a month name. I didn't realize how that could be confusing, but April Carson is whose account we're in, right? Our demo account. And so she makes $12,500 a month, and she spends in the following categories. And this is just keeping it real simple in terms of what has happened this particular month so far. You can see there's a nice summary up here when I'm in plan mode. I can see how much money has come in, how much money has went out, and how much money has been kept so far. Because remember, Money CEO principle, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. Now, if I go back to, let's see if we can go back to March. Okay, so it doesn't have any information for March. So she started making her plans in April. So let's go up to the master plan. Now, the master plan, this shows what I want things to be for, my master plan. And I want this, so whenever I put on my master plan, it will show up on every month unless I change it, unless I make an adjustment. So basically, my master plan says, I plan every month to bring in $13,000, $92.12 goes out, and I keep $37.88. A normal month should look like this, right? So I can look at this, and if I got something custom, I can bring in, like, say there's something that's just happening in 1 month, or, there's one thing I'm gonna get a bonus in June, and I'm gonna have some different expense and when I click on monthly and custom, it will show anything that happened, anything that's gonna happen at any time in my master plan or something that was in just a given month. But normally, you just wanna look at this in the monthly view and understand your plan. You also can organize this by bank or credit card, right? So since we only have bank in here, it's gonna look exactly the same pretty much for bank. And with the credit card, we have, here's the item that I added earlier. So it did add it for me. So you can see here it's showing that monthly item. Now, if I do all, you can see that it's going to show maybe a mixture of both. Here's the food and groceries that I did for the credit card. Here's the food and groceries I already have for bank. So you can see here kind of how this works. And this is where you want to set everything up. All you do is come to your master plan, click on add an item, and just have at it, right? Add a money in item or a money out item. Choose money in. I can see categories like income, investment income, rental income. I can add a plan amount. Say I'm going to make $1,200 a month from this new rental property I got. This is going to happen every month. And you could just add that as an item, right? Add that to your plan. So this is all you do, right? And it's pretty much self-explanatory. You pop that in and you can see this out of here, this 1,200, right? So this is now moving me up to 14,200 a month and more money that I would keep. So this is all I'm really doing, right? And once my plan is set, I go back to my main area, and when it's in actual mode, it's gonna track how does it compare what actually happened from what was supposed to happen. Now, everything that I just did, because I'm in this month, it's going to show up in the next month. So because I'm already in this month, it's going to show up in May. I'm actually going to be changing that, so whenever you add to your master plan, it'll show up in the month you're in. But right now, everything I just did that was new, it'll start showing up in May, and you'll start to see it. But this is looking at, for April, I've only received $6,250 of the $12,500 I'm supposed to receive. So I'm losing here. What does that losing mean? I'm not bringing in what was planned, but the month is not over, right? And then on money out, you can see some areas I'm winning. So this is saying I'm supposed to spend $650. Well, this is obvious. This bill hasn't been paid yet. So it thinks I'm winning because nothing was paid, right? So, but if I paid over that amount, it would say I'm losing. So for example, with mortgage, so based on what time period it is in April, these bills have not hit yet. But for mortgage, this bill has hit, and it's letting me know I paid more by 12 cents. I paid more than my plan. So it shows I'm losing. So I hope you get this. I mean, that's it, right? And you can pretty much, now here's the beauty. Here's the beauty. When I'm in plan mode, I can go to the future, right? So look, April's down here. I can go to September, right? And let me see if it'll let me add it. I know I'm kind of in the demo account. Let's do something crazy. Let's say we're in September, and we're going to add in September money out. And let's say entertainment. No, let's say we're going to take a vacation and leisure, and we're going to spend $10,000. Oh my God. It's not reoccurring, right? This is going to happen in September. I'm going to try to save this. All right. So specific to September, look, my money out is $18,712, right? But I want you to notice, if I go to October, right? So it's back to normal again. So it was only September that it has been changed, right? So that's the beauty of this. When I'm in plan mode, I can go into the future in the year and say, in this particular year, I'm gonna get extra money or I'm gonna lose extra money. I can go into the future. Now, it's kind of hard to see it, right? Because we're choosing the future month and we can see what it looks like on here. You can see I've added some extra items, so my costs went up. Okay, but how do I really look at everything? That's going to bring us to the next area. We're going to go over now to the calendar. So this is the part where it gets interesting. This is what I really, really love. So here I can see, based on my master plan, here's how much money I should bring in by the end of the year. And here's how much money should go out by the end of the year. And this is how much money I should keep by the end of the year. This is crucial, right? How much money I should be having based on my master plan. And based on anything in any month, even that September expense is already in here, right? It's considering like, I'm gonna spend an extra $10,000 in September. That's all here in the plan. Now down below, since April just started her plan in April, it does, it only has so much information, but down below, it's saying so far, as of right now, to date, I should have brought in $12,500 already. I've only brought in $6,250, so I'm losing. Here, it's saying $87.12 should have went out by now, but only $61.75 went out, so I'm winning. Here, I should have kept $37.88 by now, not by the end of the year, by right now in April, and I've only kept $74.98, right? So I'm losing. So this is a great way to just see how's everything going for the whole year. We also have this cool area down here to say how much credit have you spent to date. This is just something to just keep your eye on. Like, I've spent over $4,000 on my credit cards for whatever reason. And my credit card balances right now are at $94, $92. So just to have an eye view on what's going on with my credit while I'm looking at my big annual view. Now, it gets even better. As I scroll down, look at this. I'm actually looking at the actual months that have already happened and the month that I'm in, which is April. So what's happening is, let's pick on March here. I can click on, if it's orange, it means money was spent. And let's put it this way. If it's orange, it means on that day, more money went out than came in. If it's blue, more money came in than went out. So if we click on the 10th of March, I can see what happened. Oh, there was a cell phone bill and I made a credit card payment of $300. So this is just good information to know, but it shows here the amount that came out of your bank account. But here's money I spent, but I didn't really pay the money yet on the credit card. I spent it. So I want to see that happened on the 10th, but it didn't come out of my bank account yet until I actually make the payment. Or actually, I should say that's a credit card payment and not something that came out of my bank. So it's shown separately. But you can see down here, the credit spending that have happened this month is up to $1,005. Now, one of these blue ones, let's check that out. Money came in. So you can see I had a payroll deposit of $6,250. Some money was transferred in from my checking and some money went out. It was just as a transfer. But again, this is all balances out. And you can see here why it's showing blue because more money came in. So you can see here, now I can actually look at click on actual money kept, and I can see a summary here of all the things that happened in this particular month. The money that went out, I can even load more transactions if there's more to see, and I can see, let me just look at everything that made up that money kept. And this is like a summary of everything that went out and everything that came in. And I can switch over to credit if there's some credit spending and see anything that happened with that. I mean, it's so cool and just so easy, right, to be able to use. Now, you can see we're in April, and you can see we already have some bills, things that have already happened, some money that has come in, and you can see a summary of what's going on. And you can see this little outline letting me know the month that I'm in. Now, all of these future months, I want you to notice, this 3788 is what is in my master plan. So what is it saying? It's saying if you don't change anything, this is how much money you'll have left over in May, in June. But let's go down. Check out September. Do y'all remember what we did in September? We told it that we were going on vacation, right? So I have even more of a loss in September. This is cool to see because I can scroll and see, I need to get ready for this and make sure this money that I'm keeping every month is enough to absorb what's going to be happening here. Or can I make some extra money leading up to September because I'm going to get hit hard in September, right? So that means I got to have enough cash to absorb the loss that I'm going to have in September because I want to go on that vacation. All the other months look the same. But if I would have changed anything in the future and said there's something happening in the future where I'm making more money or I'm losing more money, it would all show on this calendar. And that's the beauty of it. You can go and look in the future and see exactly what is going on. And I can even see what happened, right? That my income coming in, and I can see that vacation of $10,000. That's the reason this one is negative. So I can look at that into the future. We're in April, and I'm looking into the future. That is the beauty. Now I'm really being able to manage. I'm being able to think about what's coming. So that's the beauty of this calendar. It is smart. You can work in the future, and you can come and start to look at how things are, and you can start making adjustments in your life to change your future before the future comes. This is what we're talking about. This is what we need. This is what planning is about. I hope you all are getting this that are watching this, and I hope you see how powerful this calendar feature really is. Now, keep this in mind. For all of you out there that have different bank accounts, you have businesses, you can come here to all accounts, and you can redo this whole calendar based on a specific account. I can say, I just want to look at this related to checking, right? This checking account. And it'll change all the information based on what happened in that bank account only, right? Now, you want to make sure you remember that you're doing that, so you remember this isn't showing everything. But I could say, like, just in that one bank account, what if this was a business account? I could come and look in this business account and say, how much money came out of my business account? How much money came in? What went on in that account? And I could look at everything, right? I could do this for a credit card. right? And when that credit card happens, you can see the top part goes away because that's all based on money coming in and out of your bank account. So this just focuses all on credit and any money that went out on any given day. So this calendar is alive, right? You can do all kind of stuff with it, but a lot of times we'll have it on all account, or you can choose your household account, which is a very important account as well. So if you really are a person that likes to see things visually, this is way better than Excel. All the little lines and the numbers, but it's doing what we're used to in Excel, right? We're setting up our plan. We can see everything that's going on, and then we got this cool visual way of looking at it, and we can even look into the future. So everything you do on the Plan tab will be reflected here. Very, very awesome tool. All right. So we're going to go to just a few more areas in the Plan tab. So I want to go over to the debt area. Now, in the debt area, I want y'all to understand this is a powerful tool, and this tool is specific. Now, we're going to be adding some cool features to the debt area that we'll get into at another time. But right now, I want to introduce you to the Pay with Purpose Debt Eliminator. Now, this is a tool for people, when you get some of those credit cards that you're spending too much money on, and it's kind of getting a little bit out of control, and now you want to start getting rid of those credit cards. Well, what's the best way to get rid of them? So there is a strategy that you want to know, a debt elimination strategy, where you maximize using your money in the smartest way to pay your debt the quickest way or in the cheapest way, okay? So let me show you how this works. So you can either eliminate your debt by the highest APR so that you can get rid of that thing that's costing you the most money fastest, or by the one that has the lowest balance. So then you're just getting rid of the debt the quickest. So if it's a low balance, you can get rid of it quick. If it's high interest, you want to get rid of the thing that's costing you the most money. So either one of those ways is still kind of cool. It's still good. So what we ask you to do is make a monthly commitment. Say you say, to pay down my credit cards, I got $1,200 a month that I can use to pay down my credit card. Okay, let's make it even more simple. Let's change this to an even $1,000. Let's say I only have $1,000 I can use. And again, when we use this feature, this is for credit cards I no longer want to use. I'm not going back and forth and dibbling and dabbling. I might have one I'm going to use, and this is like these 3 cards. I'm trying to get rid of these cards. I'm trying to pay them down. I gotta get this thing under control, right? So this is where we're trying to do something like that. Now, let me show you what's going on here. So currently we have it set to APR. So what it's doing is, here's some debt that I have. I have a car loan at 8%, a balance of $4,500, minimum payment of $1,200. It's suggesting that I pay $500 of the $1,000, right? And it's letting me know when this will be paid off by, December 2023. Beautiful. Just to even know that is powerful. But I want you to notice here's something with lower interest, 6% and 4%, but this one has the lowest balance. So because right now I'm saying get rid of the cards, get rid of the debt by the highest APR, it's prioritizing it by that first. And I want you to notice something. So it's going to put the highest amount that it can put here, and then it has to pay the minimum payment for these two. So you see that? 300, 300, 200, 200. Whatever's left over is going to this car loan. Now, if I click on this car loan to actually see the plan, check it out. It shows I'm paying $500 to pay this balance down, right? All the way until December. By December, it's paid off, okay? So by it being paid off, let's go back. Remember, that was December. Let's check out this mortgage one. Now, for the mortgage one, I'm only paying $300, the minimum, but notice what happens in December. In December, that's the last time I paid $300. Now I start paying $800. Why? The system already automatically takes that $500 and applies it to this one now, so that now you'll start getting rid of this debt faster. So now this one is going to be done by July because you're starting to apply. And notice this one's going to be paid off by August of 2024 in this example. So if I click on this one, you'll notice By the time August 2024 comes, well, this is almost paid off by then, but you notice a bigger payment was made in September that wiped out the balance. Do you see what it's doing? It's automatically repurposing the same $1,000 in a smarter way so that you pay off the debt faster by taking the same money and prioritizing the thing that's hurting you the most and then reusing that money to pay off the next thing, all right? So this is the smartest way to pay off debt. Now, let me show you an example, though. If I switch this to balance, so you notice car loan is at the top. If I switch this to balance, look what happens. Now the priority for elimination is the education loan. Why? It has the lowest balance. So we'll get rid of this quicker by paying off that lowest balance. So this is, again, let me switch this up. You can see now it's going to say, let's pay off put the 500 toward, let me switch this back to balance. So now we have our education loan, and notice, look, 580 now can go to the education loan, and the other ones now have a smaller amount, right? So that's how this works. And as soon as I get to the point that it's eliminated, I just click that it's eliminated. Yep, it's eliminated. Even if you got some money and you eliminate it early, it drops down here as a debt eliminated. And the other two up here, I'm still trying to get rid of. And if for some reason I started using the card again and I got to fix everything, I can just, let me go back here. I can just uncheck it. And if I uncheck it, it'll show back up here again, okay? So this is how this works, right? And you can add a debt at any time. Come in here, pop the name in. Let's say we got a Discover card debt. And the balance is $2,500. Minimum payment is $350. And the annual percentage rate is 22%, right? And you just add you a debt, pops it in, and look how easy that was. Discover's here, and you can see now it's been prioritized pretty high because we have it on APR, and it's the highest APR. All right? So this is just, I mean, I can't say enough about how cool this feature is and how useful it is. Now, all right, the last area, and I want you to notice, here's another tutorial. Don't miss these. You say, well, I don't remember what to do. There's these tutorials, and we update them all the time. We're going to be updating these again, and you'll know it'll walk you through how to use the feature to make sure you remember what to do. Now, before I leave, though, I mean, if I got something, you can send an email of your plan. Once you have your plan, you can say, I want to send an email, and I already have an email. Whatever email you use to sign up for Money CEO, it'll send it to that email, and you'll get an email showing you your debt elimination plan. I know. Awesome, right? Going to send you your email with your plan. Perfect. All right, let's go to the goals area. Now, let's look at this. Now, this is just a cool feature. So what this shows you is, based on whatever bank account you choose, we right now have it on our checking account, how much, so the goals I have below is I want to get a Jaguar sports car. Whoa. Let's see if we can go to Jaguar. We're going to go to a Jaguar car. We didn't pull it up. Let's check out on Google here. Let me show you how easy it is. Let's pick one of these cool car here. Let's take this one here, Jaguar car here. So I'm going to save this image. And I have a special folder I'm saving it in, Jaguar car. I'm going to save this image, okay? So that image is saving in there now. We're going to go back to Money CEO. You can see I got a Jaguar sports car I want to get for $110,000, all right? So April's got some big dreams here. So, but I can come in here and I could say I want to edit this. And I want to add a picture. And let me go. Here's my picture that I got. Open my picture, pop that in, save it. And now when I have my goal, I got that car looking at me. Oh man, it let me know, this is my goal. This is what I want to get to, right? This is why I'm trying to save my money or whatever that goal is. So, but you could do anything, right? I want to get something from my garden. I want to do something at the house. I want to get some new window treatments, whatever it is. And what this allows you to do is to see, this is how much money you need to meet your goal. Here's how much money you have available. And this means you only have 20% of the money you need to meet this goal, right? So you cannot meet no goals right now. And based on your money available, right? Simulated money available. This is if I simulate. So if I bought this car, it won't let me because I don't have enough money. Okay. So let's change this, right? Let's get this out of here. We can't. April's got a lot going on here. Actually, we'll leave it there as a goal. But let's add something else a little bit more. I don't know. Man, I see y'all on live out here. What's something April could buy? Something a little bit cheaper. Give me something. Give me a goal. What's something April could buy? We talk about she's got a little bit of money, but we just don't want to go crazy. What's something we can buy? I'm looking at y'all in the chat here on YouTube. Give me something that April could buy. What's something she could buy? Just anything. I mean, we come up with anything. What do y'all think? I'm watching out you all here. I see you. Some of y'all there are tapped in there. What can April buy? New furniture. Okay. Let's do that. So I saw that, Charmaine. Let's do, let's say a new couch. Let's say a new couch. And how much y'all think that new couch should be? We might add the oven too, baby. What do y'all think is a good price for a new couch, a nice couch that she want? What do y'all think? Give me a price to pop in here. Give me a new couch price. And while y'all are doing that, coming up with that, I'm gonna come back here and let's see if we can find a couch. All right. Let's take one of these. Let's take this one here. It's a nice couch there. We're gonna save this image. Couch. I want to just show you how easy this is to set up. Okay. We're gonna go back to Money CEO. What do we got? 3,500, 5,500. All right, I'm going with well, she got a little money. Yeah, let's go with the 5,500. Let's splurge a little bit. All right. And we're gonna go in here. We're gonna add that image that we found. Right? Boom. There we are. We save it. Now here's something that she can afford. Now her goals are a little bit, she doesn't have enough to meet that goal of the Jaguar, but one of the goals, you see this difference now? It says one of the two goals you can meet. Why? Because one of those goals are in your budget. You can afford that, 5,500. So this is letting you know one of them you can, but you only have 19% of trying to meet all your goal, right? So also, let's simulate something. Let's simulate if we bought the couch. Why is this so powerful? Money CEO lets you simulate what your financial position would look like if you bought something before you buy it. This is why this is such a critical feature. Now, I simulated the purchase, so it lets me know, okay, now my money would go down to $16,527 available in this checking account, and I would have 24.9% of my money used. So I used 24% of my money available to be able to buy this couch. And I would have met one of my goals, right? Really, really easy to follow. Now, one of the keys is, and I want you to think about this. So in Money CEO, if you have a bank account, there's different bank accounts. So there's like your household account you pay your bills out of. You can have another bank account that's for buying things that you want to have fun with. And you put money in that account every month, and as it grows, you might say, whatever's in that account, I can go and meet some goals and play with. I can't play with my household account. But whatever I put in this other account, I can say, this is what I want to do, right? So then I can always select that account, and that'll keep me disciplined to not be messing with my household account, and I can simulate how that account would be affected by whatever I do. Now, we can have fun here. I can see spa day, handbag, okay, everybody's getting in here, but you can see, you can add those goals here, got you a picture. Now, you don't have to put a picture, but I just like putting a picture. It's just kind of fun, right? So this is what you can do and the power of the Plan tab. So I hope you all see how much you can do here in the Plan tab. Now, let me show you something else. We're going to go into a few things in some future sessions, but I want to show you in the settings area. So there's this area called notification settings. Now check this out. I can say, I want to be notified whenever a transaction hits the bank account or the credit card, let me know. I want my coaching report to come that's supposed to come to let me know how everything's going. I can set that I want a reminder to pay my bill. You can see April doesn't have that on. She can turn that on if she wants. And I can know 1 week before, 3 days before, or 1 day before. I can say I want a notification if my account balance gets to below $100 or $500 or $1,000, whatever I want. I can edit that in. I can say I want to know when my credit utilization is getting too low based on the standards that are already in Money CEO. I can say I want to know anytime my actual goes above my plan. We just learned about that, right? So if I set a plan and my money goes above that, it'll send me a notification and say, hey, you're 10% over your plan for this particular category. And then whenever I have enough money to meet one of my goals, it can notify me. Look at all the cool notifications, right? So these are things I want you to know about that you can do in Money CEO. All right, I think I've given you enough for today. We talked about a lot of things that Money CEO can do, and we just dealt with how to manage our money, right? Using it to set a financial plan, and then use that plan to check on what's actually happening every month. And Money CEO sends you a notification for a monthly review every month, and it reminds you to look at your plan and understand exactly what is going on in your plan. Now, we've got more to talk about. I am just getting started. We're going to have more episodes. We're going to keep this series going, and I'm going to take you step by step, going into the weeds and details of how this actually works so that you can see that this is the absolute best way to manage your money. And if you use this right, if you take the time to set it up, here's the key. Set it up and forget it. Once you set it up, your plan is there. Once you put your bills in here, your bills are there. Put your goals is there. Now, let Money CEO work for you. All you need to do is check on it, look at it, and make decisions, right? And it's going to give you information to help you make the best decisions. And we're going to talk about that next time when we talk about coaching, which is coming really soon in our next episode. So until then, I am Michael E. Parker. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let everyone know what is happening at You Are CEO. We are teaching people to be the CEO of their life, and a big part of that is being the CEO of your money. So this episode was called Manage My Money, Please. And I just showed you how to do it. So get out there and use this breakthrough solution. And if you want to get access to this and you don't have it, make sure you check in the description. We have information about how to get access to become a member of URCO, become an executive member, and you get access to all of Money CEO. And if you want a detailed webinar from me about the approach to money management that you should use, there is a webinar at moneystopmanagingme.com that you can go to. It's a free webinar, and it'll help teach you more about the principles behind this breakthrough solution. Until next time, make sure you make the most out of every dollar that you have. I'll see you soon.